Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Streaming live on YouTube and Twitch, Miami 560 WQAM. Tobin here with you. Dan Day alongside me as we are rocking here on a Wednesday. Leroy's out today. He'll be back tomorrow. He is golfing with Lou Sakapolite if the weather held up today. Two guys who would always get you first down. If you needed 3, if you needed 5, they get you 3. If you need 1, they get you 3. Leroy would not like it if I compared him to Lou Sakapolite. I was like, yeah, you, Lou Sakapolite, samesies, right, dude? He would not like that. Although, no! Schmeathan goes, a totally planned day off here. Nothing. It totally was, Schmeathan.
It is planned.
It was planned. Told me about it. He's like, hey, yeah. He's got like they do like some NFL Players Association. What do you think? It's golf hobnobbing. So that's where he's at today. And he'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah, and once you're checked out, you're checked out. So even if they don't play golf,
you're out.
You don't want to come here. It's like when I don't plan on cleaning during the weekend. It's like, oh, you have to clean, just, like sweep up. It's like, but you have nothing to do. I know, but I've already checked out mentally.
The Dolphins, they are in Miami Gardens right now. I see them. Look at them. They're on the field. They're all doing little runny runs. The team tweeted out them inside, getting some action going. Doesn't even no helmets. They're just getting some calisthenics going on early on.
A commitment to being tougher and more deeper in the trenches and embracing tough things. A little couple drops of rain inside. Everybody inside.
Everybody inside. Inside. In fairness, there was a lot of lightning. Maybe when the lightning goes away, they won't dodge it because they don't want to get taken out by a Pikachu. I don't know, but it is. I get it. It is interesting though. Like they're sitting here and they're trying to change up routine. So he's doing something. I don't know if it's going to mean anything. We'll see. But the Dolphins, they do have they do get into this first day, and I think it's officially in the books. I think they just wrapped up here with what they got going on. But Mike McDaniel, he was discussing Tyreek Hill because Tyreek Hill came out. You got Tyreek Hill first. Tyreek Hill yesterday was talking about his improvements and what he's going to be like if he has a full year of 100% focus on football. And this is what the Cheetah had to say yesterday to the media.
That's why this year, man, I've been this whole entire offseason, I've been busting my tail. Me and my dad, I told my dad, I said, I want to see what it looks like whenever I focus just on football, and I just focus on myself and family. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I really haven't been given the best version of me, of Tyreek, my whole entire career. You know what I'm saying? I've always been trying to be here, be there, but me being able to slow down a little bit, train, and bust my tail for myself, and then also for this community and this team, I feel like it'll be worth it. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to see what that version of myself looks like. So I'm looking forward to it. Today was our conditioning test, and at 31 years old, I must say I haven't lost a step. So I'm feeling great. That's all I'm gonna say.
I mean, it's just like I look. He's an intoxicating player because of how talented he is and how fast he is. You can't believe a word he says. You just can't. And I really don't have these concerns that Tyreek Hill is washed. I don't think that's the case. I do think that he played last year banged up. I give him credit for that, playing with the wrist. Why he couldn't last another half, I don't know. And feeling like he just had to get the hell out of there and break Jalen Waddle's heart and then make a stink in the locker room afterwards because it's the first time he never made the playoffs. It wasn't a good look. But I do think the Dolphins found themselves in a position where, for whatever reason, they did damage control on it very quickly. And I don't know if that's just because they feel like they need him and it's not going to work without him. Or there's just no market for him. But they went to that really quickly afterwards to make sure that Tyreek Hill was going to work out, that he's going to be a big part of their team, and that this isn't going to be some kind of disaster. He couldn't work out. Jalen Ramsey, he could work. They got to make sure he works out. Jalen Ramsey, for whatever reason, couldn't work out. But you noticed that, Dan, like right out of the bat with Tyreek Hill's antics, like they went to that quick of, oh no, he's gonna be all right.
Yeah, and Tyreek, clean it up for us too. Help a little bit. Like I was frustrated, I was upset. Yeah. You don't, no. You need Tyreek Hill. So, give the Dolphins some credit. They were a little more proactive on on that horizon.
No, they were. Like it was very clear that they're like, oh, we gotta make sure that he's good to go. But like, when he says, I gotta see what 100% of me looks like, dude, you broke the franchise record 2 years in a row. Like, if that was not focused, look, is it gonna be one of these things where like, hey, he's going through some personal stuff right now, and football is going to be an escape for him, and that's going to lead to him being more okay? Maybe. I'm not going to discount it, but I don't think it's going to have anything to do with him, being 100% focused. I think the cheetah is always going to be the cheetah. He's always going to have like these side quests, and is going that make him a little bit of a troll, but also he's the most incredible thing that you've seen on a football field, probably this side of Randy Moss. And that's going to be that. I don't think that that's gone away. The question's going to be with him is what happens if the Dolphins face some adversity in the start of the season? Can you trust him to get through hard times? That's the real question of Tyreek Hill. When you talk about leadership, when you talk about being able to focus, last year he's trying to put on a brave face, but it was all disingenuous because as soon as the backup quarterbacks were gone, he was telling everybody to strike up the band and start him in fantasy again. So he obviously just had a really hard time dealing with all that. And again, I do it with all the caveat of knowing he had a wrist that probably should have been repaired last year. So we'll see. But Mike McDaniel today discussed Tyreek Hill's comments about, being more focused, if we're gonna channel Sergei Bobrovsky. And here's what Coach McDaniel had to say on that.
I absolutely agree with Tyreek Hill in that he has had some very, very real reflection, and up until this point, today, all he's shown me is relentless commitment to dictating the conversation moving forward based on being who he wants to be as a father and a leader of the team.
All right. So they seem to be on the same page there, which is good. I mean, and again, I imagine this is not going to be an issue unless the Miami Dolphins struggle out of the gate. I think that's the true first test. If things go off, if things get off to a great start for him and a great start for this team, and they are able to get through these first divisional games, even if it's 2-2, I think that things are going to be okay. But I can't think of a team right now that's in more need of a start that's of quality than the Miami Dolphins, because the fan base is pissed, the patience is thin, and there's a lot of question marks, and they need to come out of this thing right out of the gate and ball out, Tyreek Hill included. But it has, I don't think it has any one of focus or whatnot. Now, Tyreek Hill also mentioned yesterday that he thinks Mike McDaniel has matured, which is hilarious, I think, coming from Tyreek Hill. But he's noticed it too, that he is matured, that he has seen a different Mike McDaniel. And this was what Mike had to say on Tyreek Hill's claims about improving as a coach.
I can't expect players to develop. For me, I don't see a world where I can reliably expect people to develop if I'm not developing myself. So I don't results don't, regardless winning season, losing season, my expectation is that the team is getting a better version of myself, and I demand a steady evolution for everybody involved, including the fan base and you sweet reporters.
Is he telling the fan base they got to improve? I was confused there at the end.
I'll give the fan base a lot of credit for sticking with the Dolphins after 25 years of not winning a playoff game. So
I'm very confused.
And
by
then
the end
why
of
does he want reporters to improve?
Huh.
I think he gets caught up in the air sometimes.
He really does. Like, you want to know what would have been an improvement for the offseason? And I don't know where he's supposed to do this. Maybe in his car on his way with no traffic to the Dolphins, he should learn to be more concise with his words. Because, like, he goes off into these, he really does take the scenic route sometimes, Dan, and I'm just like, huh? What does that mean? I want to see improvement from everybody. Can he play that again? I want to try and break this down with him because I'm really like, what?
I can't expect players to develop. For me, I don't see a world where I can reliably expect people to develop if I'm not developing myself. So I don't results don't, regardless winning season, losing season, my expectation is that the team is getting a better version of myself, and I demand a steady evolution for everybody involved, including the fan base and you sweet reporters.
What the holy hell does that mean?
Nah, he got lost midway through.
A steady evolution from the fans and from reporters.
When he said result is when he went off the rails. Remember, like midway through it, he's saying like, so then we go result. You could tell he got caught and he just didn't know how to, from the fan base. How is the fan base supposed to evolve?
Sometimes he's got too many tabs open. Like he really does. Like he's just got too many things. You can like hear the brain just like stuttering like a lawnmower starting. And it's like result. And huh?
And from you sweet reporters, like what? Wait, what?
Jeez. Look, I'm not here to say, hey, media can't always improve. Evolution of the fans. Hey, careful, dude. Just Mike, careful. All right. I know you're trying to be so wise all the time. I don't think you got a lot of fans who are back in the gimmick right now. And so if you're asking evolution from them, I think here's a crazy thing. If you think just wanting a playoff win is evolution, maybe they haven't been evolved. But I also think it's a pretty reasonable request. You know, even the dinosaurs like to eat, just like we do now. Maybe it's not evolved, but it is a necessity. As a fan, here's a crazy thing, Mike McDaniel. You'd like your team to win? And so, I don't know, dude. I would just, next time you got the buffering going on there on the podium, I would just avoid calling the fans to do anything other than please be nice to us. Huh? They have to evolve. We have to evolve. The reporters have to evolve. Results. Thanks, dude. This already feels like a long season. I was just like, first press conference, let's go. And this guy's like, I want everybody to improve. I want everybody to evolve. All right. Good golly. Wayne says some Finns fans definitely need to evolve from the hate they got. Some of it is sickening. But is it not justified? Like, I get it. Some people are negative bastards no matter what. Okay. I will concede that, Wayne. But I also think there are also plenty of fans who are justifiably pissed. And calling on evolution from them, all right, we'll see. I don't know if that's the best tactic to take if I'm the head coach of the Miami Dolphins. I would avoid that. That's just me. But I think most people are really trying. People were really excited about this a couple of years ago. I think rightfully so.
Trust me, they've adapted and evolved to the ticket prices going up.
Sure. Everything being up. 900 packages that you have to get. But listen, keep evolving. Don't be satisfied with just being a tadpole. Mike McDaniel wants you to grow legs. Sheesh.